What's the use? What's the use?
Something in the magazine, dear?
The strange woman's face in the throng, pale, alluring, baffling, with lips like the poppy, and that sort of thing. The wind carving her figure as in warm and sentient marble. Ankles and so on, perfectly inflamed, our hero pursues her, careless of the hereafter, reckless of the eyes of the world. Of a sudden, a vision of his beloved one at home, right in the middle of the street, flaming sword sort of thing, and I didn't read any further. I don't need to. I know he will turn around and go home, Fanny. Home.
Fancy.
They're all the same. That's what's the matter with America. Thank God, that is the God, nothing like that can ever happen to us. Isn't it fearful to think of one spirit cooped up between four narrow walls like that? No, I would have followed that ankle, wouldn't I? I would have followed it till it turned to ashes in my, well, And then when I came back to you in rich, bringing the spoils of profound experience, Fanny, you wouldn't mind.
Mind? Why should I mind, Milo? Can a thing of that sort tamper with the essential qualities of our relationship? No. We've learned better than that, you and I.
And you'll always feel quite free, too. You'll never let the silly little inhibitions.
No.
Someday there may be a nice chap. I'd rather have a nice chap.
Like Mort said.
Mort Painter? I'm afraid you will raise a bit of the devil in the Painter house, Fanny. That's all. Mrs. Painter isn't exactly our kind. But he isn't home,
And why isn't he home? Why is he staying away so long? It's over 2 months now that he's been away.
Why? I don't know. He probably finds the fishing good down there in Maine, or wherever he is. I haven't thought.
I had. Milo, there's something in the woodpile, I tell you. Mrs. Painter is distinctly evasive. It's all so unnatural. We all came down to this corner of the shore to have a nice, quiet summer. And then, all of a sudden, he packs up and he's gone overnight, and no sign of his coming back. There's something behind it, Milo.
There's the woman cropping out. Why shouldn't he go out fishing and stay as long as he wants to?
I've been thinking of nothing for a week but more.
You have? I must say, Fanny, this rather sudden interest in one of my oldest friends.
You don't mind?
Mine? Oh, mine? Why, good heavens, Fanny. Why should I mind?
I knew you wouldn't. And after all, it's his wife I'm concerned about. Poor thing, stranded here all alone.
Phew, it's done hot, I say. I think I'll have a glass of milk if you'll be so good, Fanny. That's a dear.
Maddie! Bring Mr. Tad a glass of milk. Right away. And how many times have I told you to say ma'am when you speak to me?
Why should she say ma'am? After all, my dear, she is.
There are times, Milo, when your theories...
My theories, Francis, are identical with yours. The only point of variance being that I am willing to practice them at home. We all talk so largely of the brotherhood of men, and yet here's a young girl, a really splendid sort of creature in a way, living close to the throbbing heart of Mother Earth.
Close to the throbbing heart of the kitchen range, you'd better say. For all your fine talk, you don't know any more about her than I do. And that's not a blasting, not one single blasting, Milo. For all we know, she may be... Oh, for heaven's sake, Milo, stop looking that way.
Living close to the throbbing heart of Mother Earth, feeling the life pulse of the cosmos, well, damn it all, she's precisely the kind of thing we write about and talk and make gestures about, the lot of us, Only she is it. She lives it. She's got something we have lost. Sometimes, my dear, I do feel, in a way.
Yes.
A strange spiritual bond with that creature. Something drawing me, irresistibly. Like the pull of green things and the damn earth. Weird. Almost. Ah, promising. By the way, you don't mind?
Mind?
In a way, she's got something or other that we... Ah, I wonder if you've ever felt much about yourself, Matty. You wouldn't, though. You wouldn't. That's just the matter with us. No, of course you wouldn't. She wouldn't, would she? We have been wondering if you knew how wonderful you are, matey. Because you are wonderful. You're out of your age. In a world staggering under a Freud, a Trotsky, a Marconi, the Republic of China, and the imagined spokes, you have managed somehow to slip back to the great all-brooding fundamentals. Food, shelter, procreation.
Milo.
That, I believe, is the order in which they come. Or perhaps I'm wrong. Of course, my dear. If you want to get into philosophics and metaphysics, I grant you the old argument. Does the hen come first and the egg second, or the egg first and the hen?
Milo, this is a young girl.
Frances, are we to be always like that? Always slipping back into the old folk-bound superstitions of the mid-Victorian home?
Oh, be quiet, please. It isn't that. You ought to know me well enough by this time. But she wouldn't understand. If she could understand, if it would do her any good, enlarge her life. In the least, Milo.
Understand? Of course she doesn't understand. Do we want her to understand, my dear girl? Enlarge her life? Look here, my dear, I'm serious. That girl has got something or other that neither you nor I or any of us in the group could come to in 1,000 years of self-centered and spiritual crucifixion. She has got...
Exactly what?
Why, Fanny? Well, why? She's got see here, Francis. You know what I mean as well as I do. For heaven's sake, after 2 years of our talks, our trying to find the in our little group, look here, Fanny. You've talked as primitive as anyone, and now you stand here and ask, "Oh, here comes Mrs. Painter up the steps."
Oh, quick, take this.
Fanny.
You idiot.
Francis, are we to be always that kind? Come in.
Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Tate. I was just coming up from the beach. I thought I'd drop in.
Carrie be glad. When's Mort coming home?
He hasn't decided. Hasn't it been a glorious...
Perfectly glorious, really. Yes. When's Mort coming home?
He hasn't. Mrs. Tate, your husband asked me that question 10 seconds ago. And if I'm not mistaken, you heard me answer him. Oh, I won't stand it. Oh, you're so mean. Always pecking at me.
Pecking?
Pecking at you?
Yes, pecking at me. I suppose you might as well know. You have to, sometime. Mort is never coming back.
What?
Old Mort? Good old Mort? For heaven's sake, why not?
You remember the maid we engaged down here the first summer? Abby Small? Well, she got in trouble. Oh yes, Mort denied it. And denied it. And denied it. He would, of course. We got her out of the way immediately. Sent her up to the rescue in Magdalene's home in the city. We couldn't do less. I know the place. It's good and clean and wholesome. Not at all like an institution. They have their amusement and things. And And Mort, when he found out the last that the wool would not be pulled over my eyes, packed up his things and went away. Perhaps it is best.
Bess, you can say Bess? My God. You must forgive me, Mrs. Painter. You say it is best by your lights, and by my lights I say it is worse. Worse because it seems to me you are missing the fundamental significance of life, that you are deliberately shutting the door on life, that you are throwing away an experience. You three, think of it, how wonderful a thing, passing together, hand in hand, through the unfolding hours of a miracle. You three.
Are you crazy? Is the man insane?
No, Mrs. Painter. It seems to me he's precisely sane. We've been thinking about it a good deal. Milo and I, and we...
Mrs. Tate, I can't say how deeply I am. I think I'd better be going.
Now, don't take on so, my dear. You mustn't go off in a huff like this. Mushy, Milo. See here. Sit down and we'll have a cup of tea. Mary!
Yes. Do please sit down. Matty? Where is that girl? Wait a second. I'll go hurry her up.
But my dear, you couldn't talk that way. Either of you. If you had been through it yourselves. If you knew the torment of that day, when the girl came to me and told me that she wasn't smart.
Not smart?
Yes, that's the way they put it down here, when they are expecting.
How quaint. Not smart. Fancy. Oh, Milo, my dear. Mrs. Painter has just been telling me the quaintest thing.
It is a thing I should rather not discuss in mixed company, especially with Mr. Tate.
Oh, come now, Mrs. Painter. Don't let's quarrel over abstractions. See here, we will have some tea and we will all feel better. Where's that girl?
Yeah?
Ma'am?
Mom?
That's better. Now, will you bring the tea things quickly?
Yes, Mom.
Well? Good heavens, what is the matter with you? Speak.
I am smart, Mom.
Not smart? Not smart?
Not smart? Dear creature, oh you wonderful, simple, primitive creature. Smartness? Pah! Don't sit there looking at me so aghast as if I were uttering heresies. Smart? We are smart, you and I, and look at us. No, my dear girl, you are not smart, and heaven send you may never come to be smart. You, hiding in your soul something 1,000 times more precious than smartness, an element of wisdom.
Milo.
Isn't that you, fool? It isn't that she means by not smart. Don't you know what it means down here? Why? It means that one isn't delicate.
Delicate? You say delicate, and I say don't talk to me of delicacy. No, look at me as hard as you want to. There's something more priceless in the world than delicacy. We are immersed in it. Yes, I'll say it. Immersed. All the vile little soul-stifling inhibitions of soap and toothbrush. Chinese potteries. I see that I shock you. Well, I am willing to shock you, you Mrs. Painter, and you, my dear Frances. But I tell you that if this girl here, this splendid, deep-bosomed, ox-eyed earth woman is not delicate, then as for me...
Didn't say not delicate. I said in a delicate.
In a delicate what?
Condition.
Condition? What are you looking at me for? Stop looking at me. Stop it, I say. Stop looking at me. Stop. The idea.
Milo,
I'm afraid I shall have to say good evening.
you may leave the room.
Francis, 10 minutes ago I would have called the man a liar who told me that you, my wife, had such a low, suspicious mind. Do you hear me? Good God, Fanny. The world is full of low minds, I suppose, eternally ready to suspect the worst, licking their licorice lips for a chance at a man's good name. Of course the girl must be gotten away from here immediately, Fanny. See here, pull yourself together. There are arrangements to make. This poor creature can be left here to face the sneers of these damn narrow-souled provincials. She is, in a sense, a dependent of ours. It seems to me we can't do less than to send her away to some place where she will be looked after, cared for. Understood? In the city, Fanny. Will you listen to me?
Please don't touch me.
Wait, stop it, I say.
Don't touch me.
But I keep telling you.
Please don't keep telling me anything. I can't comprehend anything now. My brain won't work. I think I am going crazy.
But I tell you, it wasn't me.
Denials. I think I might have been spared this.
But it wasn't. You know.
If you must make a brute of yourself, you might have been a gazelle, not a jackal.
But if it had been, Fanny,
If it had been.
you wouldn't mind, would you?
Mind? I?
That's better. That's more like my girl. I know you wouldn't, even if it had been. That's right. And now let's think. Have we got a timetable in the house with connections? And oh yes, about the address. The what you may call it Magdalene's home. We must get it from Mrs. Painter. The girl must not stay here for a moment more than is absolutely necessary.
What are you talking about?
That place in the city. Mrs. Painter thinks well of it.
What has that got to do with it?
Why? Why?
Of course, the young woman is to remain with us.
What?
Naturally. Why, Milo? How will you talk? We, you and I, are not going to miss the fundamental significance of life, are we? We're not deliberately going to shut the door on life with we, this wonderful thing.
I must say, my dear girl, this is a poor time for facetiousness.
With we, passing together, hand in hand, through the unfolding hours of miracle.
Francis, you are very unkind. You will never understand me.
Understand you?
Not in the deeper sense. You are a woman, after all. You still cling pathetically to the grammar school notion that 2 and 2 makes 4.
And that theories are to be put in practice at home?
Theories, my God, theories, ideals, dreams. If one could but afford to dream. But that is for the angels and the young. Happy youth, unencumbered, foot-free.
All of which is to say,
Hang take it all. My affairs are in a delicate conditions. It's a confounded precarious period in my career, my dear girl. Another year, who knows, and I may arrive, if nothing happens. After all, we owe a little something to my career.
your career.
And to our own folks, yours and mine, and to your good name.
Quite so. My good name. You're beginning to think even of that.
But I keep telling you, it's that painter woman. What are we going to do?
Do? What should we do when everything is so sweet and natural?
Fanny, are you insane?
No, I'm precisely sane. Let her in, please.
Fanny, Fanny!
Come in.
Well, here I am. I started to go home and then I just couldn't. When there's anyone in trouble, when there's a chance of anyone needing help, well, that's the way I am, Mrs. Tate. I said to myself, now if there's anything I can do, any arrangement I can help you make, to get that wretch girl out of the way before the time is by the ears. Poor Mr. Tate, I said to myself, when all these raw fishermen learn the news. Oh my dear Mrs. Tate, you don't know them. They're ignorant and uncouth, and you wouldn't think they had a spark of sentiment or honor in them. But when anyone gets one of their women, folks in trouble, especially an outsider, like Mr. Tate, well, I said to myself, weak as I am, if there's to be any harm done, any violence.
Harm? Violence? What do you mean? See here, do you imagine for one instant that any man, fisherman or no fisherman can come around here bulldozing me, a perfectly innocent bystander? Have I no protection under the constitution of this country? I think I have. But I'm forgetting that poor tragic creature. She can't be left here to face sneering rabble. I'll get a rake. I'll drive her over to the junctions myself. I'll take her up to the city myself. I'll make arrangement at the Mrs. Painter. Where was that place?
Let me think.
For heaven's sake, don't you remember?
Let me think. I tell you. Please, don't keep hopping about the way you are. I'll never remember. Let me think. Was it 93rd Street? Or was it 39th Street? Or was it 33 some other street? Or 39?
But my dear woman...
I think you are both of you making rather a spectacle of yourselves. You seem to overlook that fact that all this fuss and flurry is quite unnecessary. Quiet.
Unnecessary. Good Lord, woman, look at the time.
And this was such a good place. Not at all like an institution. They have their amusement and things. If a girl has to go away...
If she has to go away, quite so, I agree with you. But you must remember that this is quite not a case for the girl is not going away. She is remaining here, quietly, with us.
Francis, I swear, I swear if you don't drop this pose and come to your senses...
Why? Of course. Why, my dear? Of course. Oh, Mr. Tate, how stupid of me. Knowing your principles, I was... in the excitement and the... danger of the moment. I was just being hopelessly middle class. Why? Of course.
Alright, seeing that I can hope for no ordinary human assistance from either of you, I wash my hands off you. Only please keep out of my way. Please, I say keep out of my way. Matty, where is that girl? Good Lord, she'll have no time to pack her things. And they might be here any minute.
Who might be here?
Please don't speak to me. Matty, for God's sake, girl, are you deaf? Matty?
Yes, Mom?
Not her. Me. Matty, see here. Hurry. Don't keep standing there like a chump. Get your things together. Just what you need. Throw them together, girl.
Huh? Mom?
You mustn't take any notice of him, Mary.
Francis, oblige me by keeping quiet. No hurry. You're going away. I'm going to take you to the city. We'll drive to the junction, understand? Junction. Drive. City. Good God, what a bonehead. Going to city. Get that? It's a nice place. Not all like an institution. They have their amusements and things. City. Understand?
Huh, Mom?
I told you not to pay any attention to him. He's not quite himself. Of course, you're not going to the city at all. You're going to remain right here with us. Right here in the house with us. we three, very quietly, until
Until you know,
is, you know,
born.
Damn it, she can't. I say she can't. Tell them you can't.
No, ma'am. I can't. My old man wouldn't like it, ma'am.
your father wouldn't like it?
No, ma'am. That's right. None of them wouldn't like it, ma'am.
Do they? Good God, they don't know, do they?
Yep, ma'am. I told them today, and my old man.
Not another word. For heaven's sake, don't stand there wasting time. Go, get a hat on. What the devil did you have to tell them for? They might be here any minute now. The whole pack of them. Shh. My God, what's that? Girl,
I guess maybe that's my old man.
no one on this site yet.
Should I leave? I am in, ma'am.
You fool. Come, we'll make a run for it in the front way. Come along, I say.
Oh no, mom! No, mom! No, mom!
Leave me with your hands there.
It wasn't me, I swear. I give you my word. It wasn't me.
Wasn't you? You stand there and tell me it wasn't you. And me seeing you with my very eyes. Wasn't you, huh? Matty, come here.
It wasn't me. It wasn't. Honestly, Mr.
Stop it. I seen you. So stop it before I heave this top at your head. I don't care who you are. I know what you done. I seen you doing it. And I'm going to give you a lesson to chow on. I'll be dumb if I'm not.
I didn't. Don't you touch an innocent man. It was someone else did it. I swear by my honor, somebody else did it.
Somebody else done what?
It.
It what?
He means cut her in trouble.
In trouble? Her? Him? Say!
You didn't know?
Who your daughter was.
My daughter?
But she said you
You were her old man.
Old man? Of course I'm her old man. And she's my old woman.
do you mean she's
Your
Wife?
Well, for Christ's sake now, what did you think?
We simply didn't think.
we didn't know she was.
married.
We all want to beg 1,000 pardons, Mr.
10,000. 10,000.
Well, I don't know. Don't seem to understand. I just come up here to tell you, I thought for the best that the woman should quit work now. She ain't smart, you know.
Yes. That's alright. We understand, old chap. Yes, indeed. Goodbye.
Good day to you all. Tell him good day, Matty.
Good day to you, mom.
Milo, I've been such a mean, shallow little ninny who I can never forgive myself.
I wonder.
Milo, darling, look at me. I'll never doubt you again as long as I live.
I remember now. I was 39, he's 90.